High amount of people know about Bitcoin. They heard about it in the news, they read some kind of article, or they just simply saw a post on social medias. And yet, very few of them actually know what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why is it way more than just an invisible coin. Understanding Bitcoin will open your eyes to the flaws of the current financial system, and once the CBDCs come in, you will have an advantage over those who did not put the effort to educate themselves. We will start with the very basics, and hopefully by the end of this video you will have realized what a revolution Bitcoin is and be confident enough to talk to your friends about it. Now, why and who created Bitcoin in the first place? Bitcoin was created by an anonymous group or person going by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto as a response to the great financial crisis, the constant printing of new money, and the reliance on banks as middlemen. And since we start with the very basics, let's look at an example. You want to send some money to a friend that is located in another country. In today's world, we have plenty of options to choose. You can do an international bank transfer, which may take a few days for the money to arrive, or use a transfer money service and deal with the insane sending fee. But there is a catch with both options. They both involve a middleman, whether it's a bank or the transfer service itself. You have to trust the middleman to transfer your money on time. The sole purpose behind Bitcoin's creation is to be a trustless peer-to-peer money service that cuts out the need for third party. Transactions happen directly, fast, and with minimal fees, all that by just removing the middleman. Now let's dig deeper on what Bitcoin really is. Bitcoin is a software program, or simply code that is public and anyone with a little bit of programming skills can view, use, and even contribute to it. This transparency is key to maintaining the network security. The Bitcoin network consists of regular computers connected through the internet, known as nodes. Becoming a node is simple. Just connect to the internet, download the Bitcoin software, and run it on your computer. You will become part of the thousands of others that get no direct benefits for running it, but are proud that they add value to the Bitcoin revolution. Now, to get a better understanding of nodes, we need to look at another example. These days, we often use bank cards for transactions on a daily basis. When you make a transaction, the information about it is stored in one particular centralized database. Banks do this to ensure you have the funds when using your card. The problem is that keeping so much confidential information in one place is a dangerous thing to do, and if accessed, it can lead to severe consequences. Bitcoin fixes this by sharing the database with all the nodes on the network. Each node maintains a constantly updated copy. Every transaction you make gets validated by these nodes, and after a certain amount of transactions, they turn into a block. This happens roughly every 10 minutes until the last Bitcoin is mined. The new block is then attached to the previous block on the network, creating a chain, hence the name blockchain. The connection to the prior block is secured through a process called hashing or hash code. Now, what is hashing? Hashing is a process that transforms a given set of data into a bit string of fixed size, also known as the hash. In its simplest form, the hash contains numbers and characters, representing an encrypted version of an input. The critical point is that the same data will constantly produce the same hashed value, but even a single different character will result in a completely different hash. Each block header contains the previous block's hash, which ensures that nothing has been tampered with as new blocks are added. If any data is tampered with, the block where it occurs generates a new hash code. Any alterations will be detected in the subsequent block, and all data after the tampered block will be considered compromised. This feature is why Bitcoin's blockchain is often referred to as immutable. Now that you understand what hashing is, let's look at another place where it's very crucial: mining. In Bitcoin terms, mining has nothing to do with what we traditionally know about it. There are no underground facilities and massive excavators. Instead, it's the process of verifying transactions on the blockchain and introducing new bitcoins into circulation. It is a way more complex process, but in simple words, miners use computers to solve extremely complex math problems and strive to be the first to guess or be as close as possible to the correct hash code. The more computing power a miner has, the more guesses they can make. When a miner successfully finds the correct answer, they are rewarded with a fixed amount of Bitcoin. Initially set at 50 Bitcoin, This reward is divided by 2 every 4 years, currently standing at 6.25 Bitcoin. The supply is fixed at 21 million Bitcoins, and not a single more. Reducing the reward tends to increase its purchasing power, making each unit more valuable over time. You might be wondering if you will be able to mine Bitcoin yourself for some profit. The quick answer would be no. In the early days of Bitcoin, with lower mining difficulty and fewer big companies involved, it was feasible to mine using a regular computer. However, as more miners joined the network, the process became more complex, requiring significant computing power. Nowadays, attempting to mine at home with a top-tier graphics card gives you a mere 0.01 chance of successfully verifying a block, making it impractical. And whether you're mining Bitcoin yourself or you're buying it from the market, you need a place to store it safely. In the crypto space, there are 3 important pieces that work together so you can store your coins or make transactions. A private key is the first piece, and it is randomly generated for you by the Bitcoin software. As the name suggests, it should be kept top secret. It is like a password you need to enter in order to have access to your assets. The second piece is the public key, which in simple words is your address. A perfect example would be an email. In order to get access to your emails or send an email, you need to enter your email address, in other words, your public key, and the password being the private key. You can share your public key anywhere, just like your email address, but never your private key. The third piece is the wallet. Unlike conventional wallets that physically hold currency, crypto wallets store your public and private keys. And here lies a potential problem. When you use an exchange to buy Bitcoin, they generate and store the keys for you. This means they have control over your assets and you could be in trouble. That is why it should be you the one to keep them safe. In my opinion, if you have more than 500 bucks, you should buy a hardware cold wallet and store your crypto there. I'll be making more in-depth content on wallets, public keys, private keys and all that, so if you liked such content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. As a conclusion, I would like to say that Bitcoin is way too more complex than this, but I hope you managed to get a grasp of what it is and how it works. If you have any questions about Bitcoin, or you think I've missed some part in this video, please comment down below and let me know, even if it's something you don't agree on. Your feedbacks helps create better content which will be valuable for newcomers. I hope you liked the video and see you next time.